Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Wise. Today we are going to look at the next topic, that is the interference. So we have already done the topic of interference in our earlier lectures. It was at the basic level. Now we are going to the intermediate level as we have been doing with all the topics. So let's get started with the position. So now we will always try to look at the positions in such a way that we try to figure out whether a combination should happen. So we will try to evaluate the position quickly. We will see the activity, king safety and material. So what we come to know here, white is reactive. Okay, see this queen is on the 6th rank, attacking closer to the king. Knight guards two important squares near the king, and both rooks are eyeing the g8 square and g7, hold g5. So white's pieces are very active as compared to black. Okay, see queen for queen, rook for rook, rook for rook, and bishop for knight. So each white piece is superior. So position wise, activity wise, white is clearly better. King safety wise, see no attackers near the white king, and near the black king 2 plus 1 3. We can spot easily 3 are there. Queen can join. So attackers are see 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1 defender or maybe the rook. So at least we have got 2 extra attackers. And material, finally what we see, white has 3 pawns and black has 4 pawns. So just 1 pawn for so much activity and the compromised king safety of the black king. So white came to know that here combination would be possible. So he started looking for tactics here, and what he realized, this g8 square is the first weakness and the defenders are the rooks. As we know in the topic of interference, what happens? There is a line of defense and we try to bring a piece in the path. So here there are actually 2 ways of winning in the position. White went with the move knight d8. See, the first basic point is, if queen takes the queen, then knight f7 is checkmate. If rook takes d8, then just queen takes the queen and checkmate. So it has become a blockade to the rooks. We blocked the rook's attack and this has become a discovered attack also. So clearance and interference at the same time. So after knight d8, the only move was queen d8. Okay, we will have a look at the move queen f8 as well. So queen d8 keeps the queen protected. Now we see queen cannot take the queen, rook is guarding. Queen cannot give check from e5. Queen cannot give check from f6 because of the queen. So now white uses a simple deflection. Rook g8 check, forcing the rook to take. And as we knew, the rook was overloaded. So now comes queen e5 check, force queen f6, queen takes f6, rook g7. And qg7 mate. Of the move nd8, only other possibility is queen f8. Queen f8 also very similar. The queen now guards f6 and g8 both. So rook g8 check, qg8, qf6 check, forced, compelled to take, play the queen to g7 and qg7 mate. Just look at the last possibility. There is queen f5, which is also possible. Now it looks like the e8 rook is guarding g8 independently. Queen guards e5 and f6. So what we note, queen is defender of e5 and f6, rook is defender of g8 and e5. So as we know, the sacrifice happens on the common point, queen e5 check. Now if rook takes e5, then rook g8 checkmates. Queen takes e5, then knight f7 checkmate. Let's look at the next position here. We see that the white pieces are very active. Both rooks are eyeing the square near the king. There are 2 attacks on c5. Queen on f3 can attack from c6 and b7 squares. The bishop on e5 is ahead, although it doesn't attack anywhere near the king. If we see the black's activity, queen is just on the 2nd rank, both rooks still on the starting ranks. This g8 rook is somewhat active, and h6 bishop is also partly active, attacking the f4 bishop. But we can make out that there are 4 attackers near the black king. The pawn on a5, which guards b6, 2 rooks, and the queen is attacking can attack close to the king. King safety is very bad. The black king has walked up the board and it's already on the 4th rank. So king safety is also 1. And materially we can easily make out, see, 4 and 1, 5 pawns versus 6 pawns. White is pawn up as well. So of course combination is bound to happen here. And white spotted the stunning move. He noted that there are 2 defenders. Rook supports c5 and queen guards the b7 square. So the common square which is coming between them is c7. And here comes the fascinating move, bishop c7. The point is very simple. Whichever piece takes the bishop will become overloaded. It will support both the points. So after the move, rook c7, white simply goes qb7 check, forcing the rook to take. Now if king takes a5, then rook check, whichever rook works, queen a4 and rook a4 would be checkmate. And if rook takes b7, then rook takes c5 and it's a checkmate. The problem after bishop c7 is white is threatening both qb7 and rook c5 now. So black cannot ignore the bishop. And after the move queen c7, again we see the attack happens in a reverse order now. This time qb7, rook c5 is not possible because of the rook. So white goes other way around. Rook c5 check first, forcing queen takes c5. And now comes qb7 check. If queen comes to b6, then queen takes the b6 for free. So only moves king takes a5, and after king takes a5, rook goes to a1. And nothing can block the check, rook cannot be taken, so it has become a checkmate. So let's go to the next position now. By the first look of the position only we can make out that the white king is looking very unsafe. Okay, but so can be said about the black king also. Queen is eyeing near the king, same like black queen is eyeing near the king. Knight and bishop both are capable of attacking the king. Knight is guarding the important d7 square. Basically, whoever will have the move will get the chance because white's king is also badly placed. Black king is also badly placed. White has sacrificed a rook to get into the position. And it's white to play and b. So now first we can see that the g4 bishop is hanging. So moves which come to our mind should be one, queen g4, bishop e6 check, okay, and some other moves like knight g4 as well, which is a capture. So these 3 moves have to be there in our mind. What white notices here is the pin on the 4th rank. The first problem is if we take qg4 check, then queen takes g4, knight takes g4, and there is the move rook g8, which pins the knight. Knight will be taken with a check, okay, and black will have an extra rook and he will win the game. Second thing, what white noted that this bishop is pinned and black is threatening qg3 check, so he cannot waste time. So bishop e6 check becomes his next and very important candidate move. Check is what he calculated and he got a win in the position. b6 would move. If bishop takes e6, then queen takes the queen. If pawn takes the bishop, then we have a very easy combination. This bishop basically interfered between the d7 square. Okay, so the e6 bishop square was chosen as interference to the g4 bishop. So now comes qd7 check. King has to go to b8. Queen takes the rook with a check. Only move knight c8, and since the king has no place, we get the knight d7 smothered mate over. After bishop e6 check, black played kb8. Now it looks like there is no mate outright, but white noted that the ideas of smothered mate, similar ideas can be used. So knight d7 check, kc8, and here we see many knight checks. Knight can go to b6, but after knight b6, king b8, knight into 8 will not help because there is qg3 check. qg3, kh1, bf3 check, and white's all the material will be gone. Maybe he will get mated also after queen f3 check. He wanted to open the black king, so the discovered check, knight c5. So the knight is heading to some other square which will open the king's path. Same happens to fe now. qd7 check and queen e8. kb8, and here white had seen the move knight a6. That was his main idea. Now the bishop's diagonal remains open, knight is not blocking anything, pawn is compelled to take the knight, and the opening of file helps to give qb4 check, and all the three black pieces are either away from his king. Example, here we have got a slightly complicated position, but from the looks of the position, as we have been trying to evaluate, we know that white is far superior in this position. Queen and rook both are active, knight is instantly able to go to e6, bishop on b5 guards or attacks near the king, rook has got the open file to control. If you look at black, black is also somewhat active, queen eyes e4 and f4 squares, bishop is attacking e4, rook is on the g file. So what we can say that these three pieces are active, but if you look at white pieces, all pieces are active right now apart from the a1 rook. So more number of white pieces are active, plus it's white's move. So the move is also a very important factor. And finally, for all this activity and better king safety, the main reason white won is because black pieces are not at all attacking near the white king, but white pieces are capable to go towards the black king instantly. So white spotted few moves here which we should look at. One is queen f8 check, the most obvious one. Second check is from h8, and there is knight e6 check. So white noted here a queen f8 mistake, because queen f8, ac7, knight e6, then would move queen e6, and after fe rook f8 we will see that the black player has got an extra piece. It's the same idea with a different move order. First e6 check. Now the point is, if queen takes e6, just fe6, our queen is not hanging. So this forced black to go for the move fe. After king c8, we see that queen f8 instantly mates. So fe6 forced. So this is the interference created. The pawn is forced to come here and block the queen's defense, support to e7. So queen f8 check, king moves to b8, rook c1 check can be considered here, which might also win. After knight c6, there is rook h7, which is also winning. White played the move qe7, which is more forced, forcing king b8, and now series of checks and black gets mated. So we have some obvious checks. One is queen d8 check, but bishop comes to c8, so queen sacrifice doesn't work over there. So another check is rook h8 check, forcing bishop c8, and here also there are many ways. Slow moves like bishop a6 can also win, but white forces everything. Rook c8 check, king c8, again rook c1 also wins here, but bishop a6 check, king b8, and both qd8 and qb7 mates. So white won the game. At the last position now, this is comparatively easy, because we can see quickly that black king has no place to move and white pieces are ready to attack the black king. But the first problem what we note here, the queen and rook c both are very well placed, but if queen check or rook check comes, the bishop comes to g6 and blocks the attack. So black was heavily relying on this defense. But now what happened? White noted that this bishop is the defender. After the move queen into d3, then queen f6 comes. So white understood that something has to be done with the line of defense here. So white played the move rook e4. See, we could have played knight e4 also, but keeping the knight for the later attack is better, because after de or be4, after de it's apparent that the move queen g4 and queen g3 mates on the spot. So after bishop e4 now, the idea of giving the rook first is after knight e4, now queen into f6, then knight f6 check. So he will not be able to get two pieces for the rook. So after knight f6 check, queen f6, knight f6 check, king h8, we get knight into e8 also, getting a totally winning position. D, queen g3 instantly mates. Let's say if we play ne4 first, that is also winning, but Now what will happen after the move bishop e4, rook e4, okay, and here I can play the move queen f6, to which there is no knight f6 check. But although we can say after queen f6, d4, rook e4, here also white is winning, not only because of material but more because of the threat of rook g4 which mates. So only move h5 leads to a forced mate after queen check, kh7, queen h5, kg7, queen check, kh7 and rook h4 mate. So this also wins, but this is more time consuming, but actually this leads to mate. So white won the game. Okay. So this was all about interference at the intermediate level. We'll be doing more tough positions based on same topics. I hope you are enjoying the lessons. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.